What if the way you think, act, and grow each day could be radically transformed by just a few timeless principles? Jim Rohn, the legendary personal development coach and mentor to icons like Tony Robbins, believed that success isn't an accident. It's a predictable outcome built on philosophy, discipline, and intentional living. His wisdom has helped millions of people break free from average, take ownership of their future, and create lives of meaning and success. In this video, we'll uncover 12 life lessons from Jim Rohn that changed everything. These aren't motivational sound bites. They're deep, actionable truths that, when applied consistently, can shift the course of your life. So grab a notebook, eliminate distractions, and get ready to take in some of the most powerful success philosophies ever shared. Let's dive in. Jim Rohn's most transformative lesson is this: your personal development determines the level of your success. Too often, people pour energy into their careers, but neglect the very foundation of all achievement themselves. If you become more disciplined, more educated, more intentional, your results in every area of life improve. Your job might make you a living, but working on yourself builds the character, confidence, and skill set that creates real freedom. The stronger you are, the more valuable you become. And the more valuable you become, the more doors life opens for you. Rohn believed your environment is one of the strongest forces shaping your life. If you're surrounded by small thinkers, lazy habits, or negative energy, you'll slowly adopt those patterns, often without realizing it. But when you intentionally align with driven, positive, and forward-thinking people, your standards elevate. Their mindset, language, and choices start influencing yours. You don't grow in isolation. Greatness is contagious. So audit your circle not out of judgment, but out of responsibility to your future. Choose proximity to excellence, and you will rise with it. One of Jim Rohn's most honest truths is this: hardship isn't your enemy, stagnation is. Life will never get easier on its own, but you can get stronger, smarter, and more equipped. Challenges aren't roadblocks. They're tests asking, are you ready for the next level? When you wish for less difficulty, you weaken your power. But when you wish to grow into someone capable of overcoming difficulty, you become unstoppable. This shift changes everything. It pulls you out of victim mode and pushes you toward mastery. Growth happens when you embrace resistance. Success doesn't require genius or luck. It requires consistent effort in the right direction. Rohn often said that small habits, done daily, compound into greatness. Whether it's reading, exercising, planning, or expressing gratitude, these routines shape your mindset and momentum. They seem small in the moment, but their power is in their accumulation. Likewise, neglecting simple disciplines leads to regret. Life rewards those who master the boring, unsexy habits that build strong foundations. When you do the right thing long enough, it becomes the obvious thing and success becomes inevitable. The world teaches you to go to school, get a degree, and follow the system. But Rohn challenged that model. He believed that real wealth in mindset, in fulfillment, in income, comes from continuous self-education. Read books, study success, attend seminars, learn from mentors. It's not about a diploma, it's about curiosity and commitment. The most powerful people aren't the most credentialed, they're the most obsessed with learning. In a world that's constantly evolving, the ability to adapt, grow, and apply new knowledge is what separates average from extraordinary. Everyone gets excited at the beginning of a journey, whether it's starting a business, going to the gym, or changing your life. But that spark fades. What sustains you when motivation disappears? Your habits. Rohn emphasized that emotion can ignite action, but systems sustain momentum. Discipline outlasts enthusiasm. If you build habits that serve your goals, even when you don't feel like it, you create a structure for success. Show up even when it's hard. That's how transformation happens. Not overnight, but over time through habits that don't rely on how you feel. Most people drift. They live reactively, responding to the demands of others or the pressures of society. But Jim Rohn taught that life rewards the deliberate. If you don't create a plan for your life, someone else will, and their plan likely won't prioritize your dreams. Your life is too important to leave to chance. Take ownership of your direction. Define your goals. Align your actions. Be the architect of your future, not the victim of your circumstances. Life is happening either way, so choose to be the one steering the ship. Everyone sets goals. Few achieve them. The difference isn't in the dream, it's in the discipline. Rohn believed that discipline is the master key to every success. Without it, good intentions fade and potential remains untapped. With it, even small efforts become powerful. Discipline means doing what needs to be done when it needs to be done, regardless of your mood. It's not punishment, it's power. Each time you choose discipline over distraction, you build trust in yourself. And that trust fuels bigger and bolder steps toward the life you truly want. At the core of every action you take is a belief. Rohn taught that your personal philosophy, the way you view the world and your place in it, shapes everything. If you believe life is scarce, you act out of fear. If you believe it's abundant, you act with generosity. If you believe you're powerless, you hesitate. If you believe you're capable, you act with courage. Changing your life begins with changing your philosophy. Examine your beliefs. Upgrade them. Because every result you see begins with a thought you allowed. Life comes in seasons. There are moments of growth, abundance, and joy, and there are winters. Times when things fall apart, when progress slows, when you feel lost or overwhelmed. Rohn believed that emotional maturity comes from learning how to handle the winters with grace and wisdom. Don't curse them, prepare for them. Learn from them. They're part of the cycle. And know this, winter doesn't last forever. If you stay strong, plant new seeds, and believe in the next season, spring always comes. Strength isn't avoiding winters, it's surviving them with hope. While earning a wage can provide stability, it often has a ceiling. Rohn encouraged people to think beyond employment to consider creating, building, and owning. Profits come when you create value. Whether through a business, investments, or skills, profits allow for freedom and scalability. They represent leverage. The difference isn't just in the money, it's in the mindset. Employees think about hours. Entrepreneurs think about value. Don't be afraid to explore new ways to earn. Wages can sustain you, but profits, they can free you. At the end of the day, what will you be remembered for? Rohn taught that life is not just about success, it's about significance. It's about how many lives you touch, how many hearts you lift, and what kind of impact you leave behind. Build a life that outlives you. Share your wisdom. Encourage others. Leave behind ideas, examples, and kindness that ripple beyond your time on earth. Legacy isn't about fame, it's about influence. And it begins with how you live today. Jim Rohn famously said, "Discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishment. Without discipline, even the most exciting vision will eventually fade into frustration." Discipline means doing what you said you would do, especially when the emotion you had when you made the promise is long gone. It's waking up early, saying no when it's easier to say yes, and pushing forward even when you're tired. Discipline creates freedom. Freedom from regret, from mediocrity, from feeling stuck. Jim believed discipline wasn't just a habit, it was the difference between a life of potential and a life of fulfillment. When you master your disciplines, you become unstoppable. Jim Rohn often described life as a series of seasons. One of the most essential lessons he taught was how to face the winters, those inevitable tough times, failures, and losses. Winters test your mindset, your habits, and your patience. Rohn emphasized that winters aren't the problem. The issue is being unprepared. Whether it's a financial setback, a broken relationship, or internal doubt, the way you respond defines your future. Growth doesn't happen in comfort. It happens in challenge. You don't avoid the winter, you become someone strong enough to endure it and wise enough to plant seeds that will bloom in the next season. Jim Rohn believed that your environment is one of the most powerful forces in shaping who you become. He famously said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." That means your habits, your mindset, your income, even your standards are influenced by your closest circle. Are you surrounded by ambition or apathy, vision or drama, elevation or stagnation? The people in your life either push you forward or hold you back. Curate your circle. Seek out those who inspire, challenge, and stretch you, because the quality of your future is shaped by the company you keep today.